Ripley's Believe It or Not at Times Square invite guests of all ages to experience the unbelievable mysteries of our world. Currently the largest Believe It or Not in the world, with over 20 galleries and more than 500 artifacts from the unique Ripley's collection. This attraction in New York City is perfect for those who want to immerse themselves in the unusual, the unexpected, and the unbelievable. So without further ado, let's go inside Ripley's Believe It or Not and start exploration. And if you haven't watched my Madame Tussauds New York video, link in the video description. As we getting inside of this museum auditorium, we already see many artifacts already being displayed in walls, ceiling. As you can see, the giant one is right here. It's pretty scary, but yeah. But the main one, this scrap metal warrior right there, artist from Thailand, he made it with scrap metal and loose hardware. This is pretty impressive.
You see the picture? Look. Now we should get going. Come back a second. Look. You can't stand here for a second. The picture of the lady. Look, come back. The picture of the lady.
Now meet Mr. Robert Pershing Wadlow, the verified tallest American man in the world. He is born in Alton, Illinois, and he is 8 feet and 11 inch. Pretty impressive. For those who watch Marvel movies, we all know Captain America, but this is something unique. This Captain America made with car parts. So how cool is it? From car parts they made Captain America. Wow, it's definitely something I was not expected. This 20 feet tall steampunk train made with matchstick. Yes, you hear me right, matchstick. Almost 1 million matchstick, and it took almost 3,000 hours and more than 35 gallon of wood glue. Oh my goodness, that's truly amazing. The Lizard Man, Eric Sprague from Austin, Texas. He is the most unusual man in the earth because he has tattoo all over to his body, and it took him almost 700 hours to do this, and this is all his own creativity. Can you believe it? Avelino Perez Matos from Barracuda, Cuba could dis-isolate his eyes out of their socket at will. Oh my goodness, never try at home. Meet this man from China, also known as a lighthouse man, because he cut his skull and placed a candle inside, and this is insane. This is mole-faced woman, and we already see the most unusual man, and this is the most unusual woman in earth. Oh my goodness. And this guy right here, born with a blue face and white hair. Isn't it interesting, guys? And he also born in China. And the next man we will introduce, he's a Danish man, and in a sword fight he cut his nose and glue a metal nose in his face. Can you believe it? This is truly a great place. You can see all this crazy stuff only here in Times Square. Ripley's Believe It or Not. So in our next gallery, we'll see something weird as well. So this is the world's largest hairball right here. And beside that, we can see here is genuine two-headed lamb is right here. Not only that, in that side we can see genuine two-headed goat as well. So this part is definitely something weird, and this bull or cow is not normal as well.
And the Great Wall of China. Back home, Ripley partied Oriental style in his Chinese junk called Mon. Ripley loved the company of Chinese women. He was surrounded by them on his boat and at his off-campus estate all the time. All of his life, Ripley.
Meet Mr. Walter Hudson from New York City. In 1987, he was almost 1,400-pound man, and he spent his 27 years inside of his apartment. Unbelievable. All the baseball fan, hang tight. I have something very special and unique for you that you might never seen in your life. So here it is. These 3 seats, actual seats from Yankee Stadium in 1923 till 1973. Seat number 6, 7 and 8. Can you believe it? I never seen such stuff anywhere else rather than Ripley's, believe it or not. Not only seats, here we also had rarest ball, baseball, bats and different cool stuff packed with this gallery. This is the ball, the rarest autographed baseball in the world.
Here's the next pitch, and we watch for it. It's low, ball one. Up and the fade, fans again. He bites in a bad one while Father Flanagan of Boys Town checks the count, strike 2. Strike 3 and you're out. But who there, who has his own set of rules, puts the babe on first base just the
So it may have been Ripley's team. The real star of the game, none other than named the greatest baseball player of all time. Here you can see him laying down in front of the team pitcher.
These baseball bats are very rare, and I don't know how many famous people touch this bat and play with this bat. I can't believe it. And this autographed baseball is from New York Giant in 1957. Amazing, truly amazing. I don't have any word to express my feelings that how glad I feel to be here. to a statue right here known as God of Fertility. In 1903, people believed that if women touch this statue, they will get pregnant. Can you believe it?
In 1993, Ripley's acquired two African fertility statues, little knowing that they would become the all-time most popular Ripley Museum exhibits. Ballet tribesmen of the West African nation of the Ivory Coast carved the statues from heavy, durable ebony wood sometime in the 1930s. According to tribal legend, to assure a couple's fertility, the statues are to be placed on either side of a doorway leading into a bedroom chamber. If a woman touches either of the statues as they enter the room, they will soon get pregnant. They have been featured all over the world, and hundreds of women claim to have become pregnant after touching the statues. Believe it or not.
Mama, that's a woman. That's a woman.
In 1994, Ripley's acquired two African fertility statues, little known that they would become the all-time most popular ballet tribesmen. Statues are to be placed on either side of a doorway leading to a bedroom chamber.
This gallery is also very interesting. We are starting here with two-headed cup skull. This is I never seen in my life, honestly. And not only that, the main cool thing is, look at that. This chicken had 4 legs. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Truly, it's like going above from my head. What am I seeing is totally unique, and I never expected I will see that. As you can see, chicken with 4 legs. Goodness. The giant egg you are seeing right now, this egg is one of the rarest egg in the world, and it's collected from eggplant buds, and it's equal to 183 normal chicken egg. Truly amazing.
They have special weapons, and it wasn't like that.
Ouch! Ouch!
In August 2nd, 1938, Robert Ripley staged one of his most unforgettable radio broadcasts on the present side of Rockefeller Center ice rink. In front of a movie-torn news film crew, a live audience of hundreds of people, and a radio audience of nearly 1 million, Khuda Box, an Indian mystic, walked not once but twice through a 20 feet long and 4 feet deep bed of coals with a temperature over 1400 Fahrenheit. Doctor inspected his feet before and after his walk, and they did not find any cheating or injuries. Again, 11 years later, Khuda Box once again made to New York City. And guess what? He riding a bicycle throughout the Manhattan, and he was blindfolded. Can you believe it?
These are real. These are real.
Have you ever tried some wine that made with snake? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm presenting you the Chinese snake wine. I never heard that in my entire life, or I never even think that I will ever seen this face to face in my life. This cabinet you are seeing right now, it's made from 461 different kind of trees.
Mom, it made in 2000.
Look, you get a grown adult that's not scared.
What is it? Julian, what is this? Julian, what is this? It's an oldest
Tank above is nearly 6,000 pounds. Sometimes it's squash. What? Смотри, it's a real cow. On the spot because the pressure on the water is 6,000 pounds.
Oh my god, you would die.
That's just
He does. It looks like an elephant.
Hidden in the hills of Thailand, the women of the Padong tribe are famous for an ancient but recently outlawed tradition. Since childhood, they're fitted with brass rings that elongate their necks to an unbelievable 8 inches or more. The bizarre tradition began as a way to prevent adultery. It was believed that the rings would scare off men from other tribes. But over time, the unusual tradition actually became a sign of beauty. Moji, a local woman who's ready to step into the 21st century and shed her rings. First, the metal is carefully cut, then the coils are slowly unwound. Incredibly, the metal removed, the source of the deformity is clear. Although Moji's neck looks extremely elongated, it's actually her collarbones and rib cage that have been compressed, changing shape and creating the illusion that Moji's neck has been stretched. Hidden in the hills of Thailand, the women of the Padong tribe are famous for an ancient but recently outlawed tradition. Since childhood, they're fitted with brass rings that elongate their necks to an unbelievable 8 inches or more. The bizarre tradition began as a way to prevent adultery. The rings would scare off men.
Yesterday's grim barrier had become today's gateway to the west. Just hours after the bulldozers left Edelgoldstrasse, the people arrived in their hundreds.
These dramatic days of unleashed forces the East German communists will find impossible to control.
Now we are getting into a different galleries, but these two wax right here really scared me because they are so realistic, and I thought someone just taking a picture, and I just stop and wait for them, and later on I understand that they are just a wax. They are not real. I was so surprised, so surprised.
But at the Brandon Thursday, a remaining symbol of the Berlin, the wall still stands.
The next exhibition we are getting inside, it's some sort of torture cell. In this exhibition we'll see some of the weird torture equipments that used to torture people, and this is so weird to be here and visualize all the people who being tortured via this platform.
Это люди, которые плохо себя вели, их ставили в такой
People claiming to be witches or sons of the devil were punished harshly for their evil. Allegedly, the Iron Maiden was used as a medieval roughly human-shaped cabinet with viciously sharp returns. The victim was placed inside, and the door slowly closed over the spikes in the house. When it closed, the Iron Maiden
You're a troublemaker. Nathan's a troublemaker.
Она вот это вот демонстрация, change. Самый страшный.
The Iron Maiden. Some believe it dates back to the medieval period when men wore armor and rode horses into battle, fighting for their castle and for their food. Punishment in the medieval times was harsh. People claiming to be witches or sons of the devil would be punished harshly for their evil. Allegedly, the Iron Maiden was used as a medieval torture device in Germany. It consists of a large, roughly human-shaped cabinet with viciously sharp returns. The victim would be placed inside, and the doors slowly close so that the spikes impaled him or her, leading to intense discomfort. If fully closed in the Iron Maiden long enough, the victim probably would have bled to death, assuming that the spikes did not pierce a lung or another vital organ. The best example of an Iron Maiden was the Iron Maiden movie German, shown here, which was first displayed in 1892.
Mom, look at the torture method. Mom, look at the torture method. Mom. Here, you can.
The next exhibition we are in right now, it's very small, but here we can see how mummy being made, and we can see a small mummy of a hand right here.
And need a body to reanimate it, so the body was carefully preserved. This is how they were made. First, they removed the brain by teasing it out with a hook through the nose. Then the body was washed, and a cut was made on the left side to remove the organs. The liver, lung, stomach, and intestines were put into special jars that resembled the gods they guarded.
Oh, you see, that's how they did Mummies.
It was the most
The
important
Falcon
organ
bird,
and where
they
their
had
soul
many
resided.
years they was
They used nature, especially
they did a special meat.
Where's Dad?
Birmingham England-based artist Willard Wigg has spent over 40 years making hand-painted micro sculptures. He's been described as unbelievable.
This part is one of my favorite in this particular museum because in this part we'll see 4 famous people actual hair. It's preserved right there. So we'll start with Napoleon. Here he is, and this is basically Napoleon's hair. As you can see, real hair, it preserved right here. And next we'll go to George Washington. This hair is from George Washington. As you can see, here is President George Washington, the father of nation. And next, the king of rock and roll. Guess who? Elvis Presley. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the hair of king of rock and roll. As you can see how they preserve carefully and securely. This hair is from one of the gangster, John Dillinger. He also get a chance to preserve his hair in this particular museum. President John F. Kennedy's hair also preserved in this museum, and here we go. It's pretty hard to see, but here we can see the hair of President John F. Kennedy as well. It was so fun to get a chance to see all these great people, actual stuff. This unique portrait right here, made with gumball, lots of gumball, as you can see. Robert Ripley's portrait made with gumball. Wow, insane.
Stop. Stop, Vasily. Stavro, Yorgos. Take this off and put my...
Inside of this particular exhibition, I am pointing you to this particular box. It's called Infinity Box. It's a magical box. You have 2 places you can put your head and just look around and see how many places you can see yourself. Look at this gentleman. It's truly amazing, truly amazing. Now I'm placing my camera inside of this infinity box and see, it's unbelievable. It's a small box, but look how big it is from inside. It's just a mirror reflection.
Snakes. We're gonna see a snake. Mom, come here and look. Wait. Papa, that's so cool.
Come here, guys.
No, these ones are done.
Now I will show you the world's longest fingernails, over 350 inch. Look at this. It's look like a snake, but this is a fingernails.
They said my skull was one of the thickest they ever experienced.
Label right here is very funny. If you just pull something from here, it makes noise, very weird noise, and that's the reason the other lady got scared, and then it caught my attention and I tried few of them. Here you can see it's making weird sound.
Ouch! 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 They said my skull was one of the thickest they ever. Ouch! Ouch!
Eventually, the Earth will meet catastrophe. By a collision with a meteor, through our own recklessness, or in a billion years or so, the Earth will be scorched barren by our ever-expanding sun. Ultimately, we face extinction. Unless we find a new home. Today, Mars is a hostile, frozen planet. But some believe it could be transformed into a habitable world. It would take a massive effort, but by deliberately releasing huge quantities of greenhouse gases, we could trigger global warming on Mars. Eventually, frozen carbon dioxide at the poles would vaporize. The atmosphere would thicken and the ground would thaw. Bacteria, algae, and then plants would be introduced, gradually transforming the planet. It could take hundreds of years, but eventually Mars could have a reawakening. It seems far-fetched, but just 100 years ago, horseback was the primary means of travel. Imagine 100 years from now. Imagine 1,000. We can stay on Earth and await extinction, or we can migrate and become a spacefaring species and survive. Mars is the first step.
Stop doing your hair. Sí, yo puedo coger esa.
La guitarra de acá, coge, Dani coge la de arriba. Tú la del lado de izquierdo.
Scorched barren by our ever-expanding sun. Ultimately, we face extinction.
The man they call the fish dentist has never once been bitten while brushing.
Dogs and coyotes outward to confused by their chronic activities, allowing them to be judged as make believe or not.
Ya salimos, chicos.
The mouth eggs are removed and replaced with long strings. Exotic bird feathers are added as earrings and headdresses. The finished shrunken head is placed near a fire to harden. The shrinking of heads was a humiliating thing to do to an enemy. It robbed them of a normal rebirth into the next life. Each shrunken head is a source of pride to the owner.
For hundreds of years, the Shuar have lived deep in the Amazon jungle. When they were discovered, they were wearing what appears to be miniature heads. They called them sansas. The rest of the world called them shrunken heads. I have traveled to over 200 countries, but in South America I was introduced to something both deeply disturbing and fascinating. A friend told me of a German scientist who ventured into the land of the Shuar, difficulty learning their speech. 6 months later, a shrunken head with a red beard and light hair offered for sale. The shrinking of human heads is an ancient rite of the Shuar tribe and one which is not vanished.
Now we are getting inside the gift shop. From here basically you can buy all the gifts and different stuff from your friends or family members. And I think you guys enjoy this video. This is all for today, and I will see you guys in another video. If you really enjoy this video, make sure to give a like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I'll see you guys in another video somewhere from New York City. Till then, stay safe and make sure people around you also feel safe. Take care and bye bye.